This EFT tapping is for people that have experienced childhood shame, and that shame has become a limiting factor in their life to where it becomes very stressful just to be who they want to be and to be who they choose to be. And if this sounds like yourself or resonates with you, then this EFT tapping might help reduce the stress around this, as EFT tapping is a stress reduction tool. So feeling into your body to feel where the shame is, and also past experiences that have brought about this toxic shame. Let's do an EFT tapping. So taking full responsibility for your own well-being and repeating after me. Let's go with that flow. Let's begin to tap. Even though, in my experience of life, I've tried to form connections and form relationships with other people and with myself. And every time that I try, there is this critical voice telling me that I'm not enough and that I'm not worthy of these connections. And I'm still open to loving and accepting myself, even though this loving and accepting of myself has been very hard to do. Because every time I try, it feels like I'm rejecting myself. And these words feel foreign to me, as if I don't deserve it. And I'm still open to loving and accepting myself, even though when I want more for myself, it feels like I freeze and I get filled with doubt, and I just don't have the confidence to want or to simply be more in my life. And it feels like I'm inhibited and weighed down by these critical thoughts. And I'd like to change that to feel better within myself. And I'm still open to loving and accepting myself. All of this toxic shame, all of this toxic shame that I've been made to feel. And it doesn't feel good to not feel good about myself, to be told that I'm no good, and that who I am as a person should be ashamed of myself, and that I do carry shame. And there is such a thing as healthy shame that allows me to know when I've done wrong to another person in order for me to change and form a better connection. And then there's toxic shame, where I'm made to feel inferior, made to feel not of worth due to my childhood experiences. And some of these experiences weren't nice, and some of these experiences persist and really trip me up, and I fall down due to this faulty thinking, where I constantly think that I'm at fault and that I'm to blame, and I'm told to be ashamed of that. And some of these beliefs might have been external, of what I was told to believe in, that I should be ashamed of myself, that who I am as a person is just not enough, that how I appear is just not measuring up to someone else's expectations, be it my physical appearance or even my voice. And my voice needs to be silenced, because every time I try to be heard, I am that inconvenience to someone else who's really struggling to maintain a relationship with me. And they may mistake this relationship as an ownership Like that old saying, if you do that thing in life, I'll disown you. I don't remember being property to someone else. And if we do look at that, if I am property of material worth, one wants to take care of their worth. Like looking after a car. You want to maintain it. Not drive it into the dirt and wear it down. So one wants to value something in order to keep it in their life. But I feel like I'm being devalued all the time. That my sense of self-worth is constantly being demeaned. And this may have been my teachings in life of who I am as a person. And as I move through life, and somehow I'll go out on my own, these beliefs and teachings of myself may carry forth in how I interact with my life, and how I interact with my relationships with others, or how I even try to have relationships. I might not have been confident enough because my confidence in forming relationships, even with my caregivers, was shaky at best. And I might try and control my environment by controlling my thoughts and emotions. Because every time that I was in inconvenience, and every time that I got something wrong, I was definitely made to feel like I was a wrong person and that I was bad. So I might spend a lot of time perfecting my environment in order not to make it a mess, and a mess for myself that I'll eventually have to clean up because it's my fault, and I've been told to be ashamed of myself because of that. And it does feel unfair. And it does have the sense that no matter what I do, I'll never measure up to this person in their eyes. However I try to act, I can never perform properly. And however I try to succeed in this other person's eyes, I can never measure up. They might take digs at me, digs at my self-worth, digs at my appearance, digs at my social status, digs at my friend status, just digging and digging, digging holes underneath me, undermining my self-worth, and then telling me to go out in life, to be this great thing, and to stand tall. And then I collapse, and then I have a breakdown, and that cycle of being ashamed perpetuates. And how I am viewed in the other person's eyes, maybe that fearful thing of how they view themselves, of how they wish to be. And there might be some jealousy in that, because the more that I become more, the more that they want me to become less. Because it's that reminder of what they couldn't be. And perhaps they had the same teaching that they're perpetuating upon me, that they're projecting upon me, to instill upon myself, to carry forth. And it's definitely carrying with me. Because even if I'm away from this person, these same controlling behaviors, these same critical thoughts, may be inhibiting my life and definitely not fostering growth. Because definitely when I grew tall, I was always cut down to size, and I was to be of service to others rather than to be in service of myself. And that doesn't make me feel good, and it makes me feel upset. There may be some anger around this, and this is a form of resistance, of knowing something's not right, that I was not treated right, and I don't feel right within myself. But it's not right to perpetuate those same behaviors back to that person or upon myself. Because there might have been times where I've been disciplined or in another form punished in a way to get my control so that I know not to step out of line. And that may be what my perpetrators learnt because it got the results. But all those results taught was every time that I tried to be myself, I was punished for that, and I was left alone, detached from those emotions, detached from those connections. And it becomes a life of living in fear, of trying to be near another person, because that didn't have good results in the past. All this past emotion I may be carrying with me. But I'm also open to knowing that it is not a part of me. Many people can tell me many things, but it's whether I choose to believe in that, and whether I choose to accept that, and whether I choose to reject that. As much as they force upon me, anything that offers force shows there's a resistance. A resistance to accepting these beliefs about myself. Because there is a part of myself that knows this might be wrong, and a part of myself that knows that I do deserve more. And in however way I've managed this pain of wanting healthy connections with people and receiving the opposite, however I've dealt with that pain, was my effort to survive, was my effort to be here, and my effort to want more in my life, to be treated better. And if I can't get that from my external environment, maybe in my internal environment, I can start to treat myself with more love, a little bit more kindness, a little bit more compassion, and not beat myself up so much based upon past experiences. Maybe I can relearn things and start to teach myself other ways. Because the teachings I received always ended up in a loop where I could never win. And perhaps I do want to succeed in life and start to turn this surviving into thriving by recognizing these things that were said to me are not a part of me and starting to create some space in that. And within that space, perhaps I can cultivate some goodness within. Because there was definitely goodness there to start off with. Because it knew that there was no good being treated in these shameful ways. And I don't have to be ashamed of myself. It's not a directive that I need to follow. I have my shame, but I don't need to carry someone else's shame, someone else's blame, and someone else's responsibility to heal. I can't be everything for everyone, but I can be something for myself. And that something wants so much more, and deserves more, and wants to start taking more healthy choices for myself, to be there for myself, And I'm going to be here for myself in this moment. As I learn to care for myself, which may be a new thing for me. It may be foreign, and I may want to reject this, because that sense of love and that sense of care was very scary, because it may mean that I was going to get hurt and lured into another trap. But I'm open to learning to trust myself, and open to learning that these experiences were something that I had to survive in, but I don't have to identify with, as I move towards something else, of affirming my self-worth, of affirming my value, of affirming my sense of character, free from the degradation, and cultivating so much love within. And I'm open to trusting myself with that. I'm open to loving myself a little bit more, of taking healthy steps to find healthier ways to ease off managing that pain that may have been harmful for me, but I do recognize that it did keep me here. And if I'm here, I'm wanting more for myself. And I affirm that I'm here, wanting so much more. And that so much more is just wanting a little bit more caring for myself. And these critical voices, I can start to say these critical voices to allow me some grace, allow me some time to heal, and start to turn down the volume, and start to turn down the stress, and start to turn my attention away from attaching so strongly to these berating voices in my head. Some echoes can silence, and a new voice takes its place. My own voice, a voice of strength, a voice of courage, a voice that has been through so much, and a voice that continues to speak up for itself with all of its values and of all of its courage. I am the self-worth, and this self-worth is me. And I'm so worthy of myself, and I'm so trusting of myself to make the best, healthiest choices that keep me safe and sound. And I've been craving this safety for so long, as I've been craving this love and attention that I'm giving to myself, so that I can grow within and heal some of these adverse experiences and turn them into prosperous experiences, where I start to affirm that I do care for myself and that I am here for myself and that I do deserve more, that who I am as a person is lovable, and I am worthy of trust in mind, body, and spirit. Taking a full breath in. And as we carry that sense of trust, we can trust ourselves to know the best possible choices for ourselves. And sometimes when we feel that uncertainty, that's that fear aspect of, do I actually deserve to be wanting more, to be more, to have more self-worth? Because if I'm feeling bad within that, that may have been that conditioned belief that is that barrier between you becoming more and some unbecoming thoughts towards ourselves that we're told to ourselves. So I'm Dion from Eflowtion Support Services. I offer EFT Tapping one-on-one online, so check out Eflowtion Support Services. Otherwise, keep going with the flow with these other videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.